The witness refused to speak until every officer left the room except me. I've been a detective for almost 11 years and I thought I'd seen every kind of interrogation possible. Angry suspects, crying witnesses, people pretending not to remember anything. But this one still messes with me. It started with a gas station robbery that turned into a murder. Clerk was shot twice around 1 a.m. Only witness was a woman in her late 40s who'd been parked outside in her car during the shooting. When patrol brought her in, she looked terrified. Wouldn't answer questions. Wouldn't even say her name at first. Every officer in the room kept pushing harder, but she just stared at the table, shaking. Then she suddenly pointed at me and whispered, "I'll talk, but only if everyone else leaves." The room went silent. My lieutenant looked annoyed, but eventually waved everyone out. Door closes. Now it's just me and her sitting there under that buzzing fluorescent light. For a solid 10 seconds, she says nothing. Then she leans across the table and quietly asks, "Do you know Officer Ramirez?" My stomach dropped a little. Ramirez was one of the first officers on scene that night. I said, "Yeah, why?" And she starts crying instantly. Not normal crying either, full panic, like she was finally saying something she'd been holding in for hours. She tells me the shooter wasn't some random robber, it was Ramirez. According to her, she'd pulled into the gas station earlier than anyone realized. She was sitting in her car arguing on the phone when she saw Ramirez's patrol car pull around the back of the building with the lights off. A minute later, she heard yelling inside the store. Then the gunshots. She said Ramirez came out carrying a plastic bag and spotted her car. They made eye contact for a second before he walked over to her window. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. He told her, "You didn't see anything tonight, you understand?" At first, I honestly thought she was confused or traumatized. But then she mentioned something nobody released publicly. The killer had dropped a silver lighter near the register. Only investigators knew that. I walked out of that room feeling sick. Turns out Ramirez had massive gambling debts nobody knew about. Security footage from nearby businesses eventually placed him at the scene before the murder happened. He was arrested 3 days later. But here's the part I still think about. Before the witness left, she stopped at the door and told me, "I asked for you because you were the only officer who looked scared to be there." And honestly, she was right.